Okay, I want to talk a bit about plants and light, specifically LED light. Now, one thing you know about square law: the closer you are to the light, the more light you're going to get. Example, getting 137 times 100, that's 13,000 lux. If I get closer, I can go way up. 60,000, 100,000. If I go down here, I go what, 7,000 down here. So it's about 15. It's about 7. So I've got 7,000 different range here. If I make that same amount of change down here, say like that, I'm only changing about 1,000. If I make that same change up here, I'm changing 20, 30, 40,000. Which means if you want uniform light, you've got to keep away from the light. But if you want a lot of light, you have to get close to the light. So it's kind of a compromise. It's up to you. Try to get enough light. 12,000 lux. That's probably the minimum that you'd want with this kind of a plant. And go to foot candles. What would foot candles be? 1,300. That's pretty shady. Okay, another thing. This is not a par light meter, obviously. It's luminance. But I know that the LED is putting out a certain spectrum. This is a fairly blue one. This is 5,000. So the 5,000 is putting out way up here in the blue and down here in the red. So it's mostly blue light, which is good for vegetation. But my point to all this is lumens for humans would be measured in here somewhere, which means I know I'm getting more par light because of this chart. That's why I can use a meter like this. If I applied this meter to high pressure sodium or something, I would know with the same amount of lumens, the LED's giving me more par light, because that's what LEDs do. The chart tells me so. Another thing is reflections. Some people put silver foil on their walls and stuff like that. Kind of wasting their time. Zoom in here. I guess you can read that. Now, if light has to go out to your wall 4 or 5 feet away and then come back, that's maybe 8 to 10 feet. If this plant's 1 foot away from the light, if it has to go 10 feet, that's 100 times less right away. And if the reflected light's only going to be 30 or 40%, you're talking the same light as if you put this plant maybe 20 or 30 feet away. You're not going to get any light. If you think you can grow this plant 20 or 30 feet away, well, you can't. So here's a wall. If I bring it right in here, look at my reading. I got 48. I bring my wall in, nice white wall. There's a little bit of a change, 10 or 20%. I'm right up against the wall. I put the wall over here, just a couple of feet away. It's nothing, nothing at all. So like I say, don't waste your time with your walls. The only plant that's going to benefit is a plant that's closer to the wall than it is to your light. And how many of them do you have? Not too many. So maybe you can see the light, but your plant can't. So don't waste your time on your walls.